KDB. KDB.
Beats Planet.
Come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
Will Steele, I apologize.
What?
Chat, y'all look me because if I'm looking this way, I'm looking at y'all. If I'm looking over here, I'm looking at Will Steele. Chat, sorry. I had this thing totally mistaken. I led you astray. I lied. I just sent y'all down the wrong path where I thought I was being righteous. I sent y'all to failure. I especially apologize to anybody that watched this show, that tuned into this podcast, and they get any sense of inspiration here because we've been doing things wrong, Will Steele. I was of the belief that this show of ours, this thing that we do, Will Steele, I was of the belief that if we were honest and told the truth and backed everything up with stats, proof, and film, that we could fly like the rest of them, Will Steele. I thought that doing this thing that we do, this honesty thing that we do, we always come on here and we preach showing your work, all that type of stuff that we talk about. Will, I thought that was the way to do this thing, and that would then set this new trend up of people being honest and shit. And then I cut on TV and I saw Shady McCoy say that Tony Pollard looked good at practice. And my honest ass sitting back like Tony didn't. My telling the truth, I'm like, Tony didn't practice today. But it don't matter, Will. Still, if Tony practiced in your world, it's in Tony practice. He practiced today. Everybody practiced today, Will. Still, you know what I'm saying?
You know what else he lied about?
What else?
He said, "Yeah, man, to the coordinator last year, he made it easy for Dak. There was so many easy reads."
No,
sir.
Will,
why are you going on national TV and just keep lying?
A part of me, Will, I live in Houston right now, moving to Dallas next year. A part of me wants to go to Houston camp, to the Houston Texans camp, just to take a picture outside and not watch practice. And tell people I watch practice.
Oh, so you close to Houston? Or not Houston's camp?
I mean, I could drive there. Shit, I can get there quicker than I can get the Cowboys camp.
Oh, I'd have been down there trolling the bull.
But Will, apparently that's the way. Trolling's the way of the internet. But seeing this made me understand, right? You know what I mean? Us being Cowboy fans and fella being who he is, he's our Ja Rule. And nobody really cares what Ja Rule thinks, right? And we all have this meme, this joke in our mind that nobody cares what Ja Rule thinks. But every time something happened in social media in real life and Ja Rule has a little quote about it, we can't stop. We can't help ourselves from going on that quote, running down to the comments and laughing at everybody saying nobody cares what Ja Rule thinks. I gotta be a Ja Rule somewhere, Will. So that's the only way that we can thrive in this business. We have to be a Ja Rule, because apparently it's not the information. You can make up whatever you want. You can take a picture in front of a sign and you can thrive. Will, let's be Ja Rule. What do you say?
Let's do it. It's murder.
Because look, just as many comments as we get to say, oh, Voch and Will had a great show today, boy, we get just as many as go. These motherfuckers have no clue what they talking about. Yeah. We get all those quotes, Will, still.
We create.
So let's just be Ja Rule. What do you say, buddy? What do you say?
Seems to be the way, but there's this thing called integrity, man.
They signed some big ass checks at Fox, boy. Oh boy. Volume. What y'all want from me? I'm your host, Lion Ass Voch. Y'all follow me at some social media that ain't Voch Lombardi. We about to start lying right now. I'm being co-hosted by somebody. I don't even know his name. What's your name, sir?
Lion Ass Sky. What's good?
Lion Ass Sky. What you got for us today, man? What's good with you, bro?
I'm good, man. Let's tell some fibs.
Yeah, let's lie to y'all, bro. I do want to hit you with a cowboy question though. What we have today, chat, we will be honest.
Slim said, another Slim. There's a couple Slim. Slim said, according to Shady, Voch has a Fire Friday show. That's good.
That's a good one. Hey, hey, tune in Friday at 3 p.m. on the dot. You hear me? On the dot. That's a good one.
Will Skywalker Steele.
Skywalker Steele.
Professor.
That's what we got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all for being here. If y'all watching, please interact with the chat. The chat is one of the biggest things that we do here. Please tune in, interact. So I've been busy the past couple of days doing like volume things and non-volume things. I've just been busy, and I saw Micah Parsons had he had an episode on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark and the fellas.
Voch,
and
did you see the Micah Parsons interview?
Hell no, I ain't watching, but I'm just gonna act like I saw it.
Oh, okay. Make sure you saw the Micah Parsons interview.
Hey man, Micah Parsons talked about how good it is to be in Texas. Well, he talked about how he hate being on airplanes. Micah Parsons talked about sushi, dog. Micah Parsons hate puppies, dog. We're gonna look. I actually ignored the video, not on purpose, right? It's just I had some other things to do. I had other things to do, but we were supposed to talk about like the offensive line, wide receiver camp battle or something I was telling the guys about. But boy, I started listening to Micah Parsons. I had to send an emergency text. I said, we are not talking about Matt Waletzko today. We are not talking about Fournette and Josh Ball today. Micah Parsons, I just found myself listening like the first 3 words out of his mouth. Hold on, just time out. And we're gonna get back to the intro and the other thing I was gonna ask. But Will, these was the first words out of his mouth.
Do you feel like this year can be the year that the Dallas Cowboys finally get over the hump?
Yeah, just because the intent and the purpose. Like I just feel like we so much more purposeful.
Son, just the first 6 words out of his mouth, Will. Still, I'm like, oh, Micah about to start spitting. Micah got something for us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to break down what we heard there. I ain't even got no analytics behind it. I don't have any analysis for what he said. I just want to just listen and just react. And I want the chat to be excited about because I was ready to run through a wall for Micah Parsons. Will still every year we always say, and look, when I say we, I don't necessarily mean Voch and Will, but just people in particular, right? We always feel like, oh, we gotta, we have a team that can win the Super Bowl. And I feel like we do have teams that can win Super Bowls, right? And people get on the Cowboy fans sometimes. They say, well, y'all say that every year. Y'all got teams that can. Well, you can good luck your way into a Super Bowl. You can opportunize your way into a Super Bowl, right? I think what makes this year different than all the other years is that, bro, look at what we have. Look at what we have. And all those years that we say we could win a Super Bowl, we're 10 times better in multiple spots now than what we once was. And Micah Parsons is going to talk about that a bunch. We're going to react to these 5 clips, and me and Will are going to break that down. What I have for you today, though, chat, I would love for y'all to answer this question as well. I'll be looking in the chat box here. I'm going to ask Will Steele, looking at him right here, and I'll come back and look at y'all. Preseason's coming. We have a game Saturday at 4. Now, the past couple of years, what we would do is, we'll get Dak and them ready by going against other teams, but it'll be a very controlled situation, right? Yeah. So, hey, we get to throw against other teams. We get to try out some of our offense and some of these things we want to do versus real competition, but we get to keep our quarterback safe, something that you really can't do in a preseason game. If Dak gets hit in a preseason game, that's just it is what it is. That's a wrap. Dak got hit. I like what Mike McCarthy was talking about. Like, hey, like, what we going to bring the Chargers in for? You know what I mean? What we going to bring the Raiders in, into our practice? Our guys are better than those guys. So let's just practice versus our guys. But there's still the Dak throwing versus the other jersey. So, Will, let me ask you this. It ain't got to be this game. It could be preseason game 2 or 3, do you even want to see Dak Prescott at all?
I'm intrigued. This is a back and forth battle for me, Voch, because we all have the Tony Romo thing in our head, which birthed this era, right? So there is risk to it, but I'd be lying. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't intrigued to see him get a couple series, just to get it out. Yeah. I know it's, if you don't have Tyron out there, Zach out there, Terrence, no.
That's my problem.
No. Like, I'm not throwing him out there to the Wolves with Matt Waletzko and Chuma Edoja. Right. And who else is in there? Josh can't ball. No, I'm not doing that. But if you can get a couple snaps of I put Waletzko out there with the other boys, right? But Terrence Steele, Tyler Smith, Biotish, Zach ain't gonna be there. Give me a series. Let's get it out. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not sold. So you can move me off of this, bro.
Sure. If they created this new rule, right? Because they changed the rules every single year, Will Steele. If they create this new rule where everybody tackle, but you two-hand touch your quarterback.
Stop.
Well, but look, this is my point though, right? In the greater good of the league, this is a preseason game, and the league even makes rules to keep quarterbacks safe because quarterback is the money.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So when we get to the regular season, we're not gonna have two-hand touch rule, but at least in preseason, I can make two-hand touch.
Two-hand touch is not. Yo, that's crazy, fam. I'd rather put a damn flag on him.
It's preseason though.
Can you imagine?
That's it. But Will, think about this though. How much better
quarterbacks?
How much better would the week 1 product be? Right? If all the quarterbacks was healthy and they all got a half of a, like a half of a game in, and they all been throwing around, and we finally get we can finally get a look from these young receivers, right? Because we always talk about this, right? Sure. Jalen Brooks can look good in practice with 4 throwing to him, but in a game, we evaluate you by game. If Will Greer's throwing you the ball, you're going to look terrible, right? We finally get this opportunity to see what you look like with 4, or let's see what Let's Go and Fournier can he can go. He can ride back with Jacksonville if you want to. But you get to see what this makeshift offensive line looks like with 4. But if somebody gets too close, and you just keep your quarterback safe, I think that's a cool little rule, because once upon a time you can stone cold stun your damn quarterback, but now it's against the rules. You know what I'm saying? I think at least
is a dangerous precedent. Extremely dangerous. You are taking football out of football with dudes who are trying to make this team with their lives on the line, and I gotta hold up.
Will Steele. They can smoke Deuce Vaughn all they want.
No. I'm talking about defensive tackles, defensive ends. They're in their head now. I gotta pull up. What if that's the play? The strip fumble, the sack fumble, knocking this dude to the ground. That's the play that makes the roster to feed my family. You saying I can't? Not with it, bro. I'm sorry. I love the game too much to see him do two-hand touch, tag, flag football, even in preseason, dog. Even in preseason, can't do it. Let's
do some research. Let's do some research. Let's do something real fast.
Enough damn rules that's going on during the season.
Jacksonville Jaguars are last. Let's do some research, Wilson. Let's see something real fast. Let's see something. They fighting for their family. Here we go.
Mess this up.
Here we go. So you telling me, let's do this. Jeremiah Ledbetter. I remember him. He played in Georgia. He's their third defensive end, right? Jeremiah Ledbetter's career, in which he's already a third defensive end. He's fighting for a spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's more important than Dak Prescott's health.
Well, you can't do that. Like, it's not just him. There are thousands, right? I'd imagine, or hundreds. Let's just use hundreds. There are hundreds of dudes, and it might not just be a third stringer. It might be a backup vying for a starting spot that helps him get a better contract or puts him on the map. Like, it ain't just about the 4th string dude or the 3rd string. It's everybody that's out there playing. If you out there playing, you out there to make a statement, bro. And it's already catered. The rules are already catered, my guy. You can't fall on them. You can't hit their knees. You can't hit their head. So now we want a 2-hand touch because it's preseason. This already 2-hand touch.
Well, still, the preseason is a game that we're going to fall asleep on. This is crazy. The 3rd day in a row we argue about this.
You gonna fall asleep. We may fall asleep. Jeremiah Ledbetter ain't falling asleep. Viliami Fehoko ain't falling asleep. Quentin Bohanna ain't falling asleep. Neville Gallimore ain't falling asleep. These dudes need to go $110 out there to impress. And if I get a chance to make a play and I gotta pull up. Perfect example. Tristan Hill made a play against the Chargers with a sack fumble. If that does, I'm not saying that's what saved him, but that was
good anyway.
No. He made the team, though. That's what I'm saying. He made the team. Now, what he didn't do in the season, but these are the chances, man, to affect your life, dog. And I know we looking at it singularly for our boy Dak, but he gonna get hit anyway in the regular season. So if you want to do two-hand touch, just don't play him. Just don't play him.
Basically, fuck him.
I'm trying to keep Dak safe, dog. I'm trying, but and that's my point though. Don't play him. But the first question was, man, I would love to see Dak just to have, but I don't want Dak to get hurt.
Yeah,
just seeing him versus Jacksonville week 1 in preseason. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where I could be moved.
And look, that's the whole thing. Will Steele. I don't want to turn regular football into two-hand touch, but this is preseason. This is glorified tickets sold to practice in the stadium, right? This is a live scrimmage game. This is preseason. We can protect quarterbacks in damn preseason, Will Steele.
They protected. This is why it's a dangerous precedent.
We're still sick of it.
If this two-hand, and it's funny calling it two-hand touch. I'm never ever calling it anything else. If they do two-hand touch quarterback, right, rules, you 100% best believe it's coming to the regular season.
And that's where we stop. That's where I draw the line. That's where I draw my line. But if I'm talking about a week 1 product, right? Like, man, hey, we got this new system. We going into New York. And hey, the league benefits on this too. It's Sunday Night Football. It's the first showing that you get from Dak and Daniel Jones. I would love to see Dak and Daniel Jones both healthy on the field. That's all I'm saying. Come Sunday night.
I agree. That's why it's a tough question, bro. Because like you want to see your quarterback get in the groove against flying bullets, but that's a risk. That's why I'm not sold on it. I wouldn't be mad though. I wouldn't be mad as long as he out there with the starting line.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yo, chat. This whole time I was lying like Shady McCoy. I don't want to see that shit neither. Hey, Chad, I'm lying like Shady. I don't want to see that shit neither. But I would love to see Dak healthy. I would love to see Dak healthy making the start. I don't want to see two-hand touch neither. I play football. I want to see two-hand touch. Anyway.
Nigeria says squabbling the trilogy.
Yeah! It's squabbling out there now.
And squabbling out there. Yeah. All right, man. Let's get into it, man. Appreciate you, Will, still for your
if anybody is going to a game this year, do me a favor. Make a sign that says, yeah.
But sometimes but look, like star raspy voice. You know what I mean? Like you gotta make sure we know it's you. You know,
like you can do two sides, right? Like hi mom, if you with the hi mom, but on one side, just please do me the they squabbling with the Jerome head on there. Oh, because it'll get on TV. Mm-hmm. Oh, that make me so happy.
They squabbling out there. Oscar says Pro Bowl rules. Come on, Oscar. No. We was. But my whole thing, honestly, this is my honest opinion. This is honest Voch right now. You ready, Will Steele?
All right.
My honest Voch opinion is I think Dak is good enough to just show up week 1 and do this shit.
Did you hear what I said?
That's what I think about Dak anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's fine. It is what it is. And if Dak is rusty for a series and a half, this defense is good enough to beat Daniel Jones to, get us back in the game. So
funny thing is you saw the opposite. You saw the two sides. Week 1 in 2021, lights out. Fire. Coming off a leg injury.
Yeah.
Then, he took away some of his player. He out there with Dennis Houston and Noah Brown.
I was about to say, one game we had Amari Cooper, one game we had Dennis Houston.
That boy looked bad, dog. He looked bad. Yeah,
horrific. Hey, y'all want to call into the show? There's the number to call into the show. We ain't gonna take too many calls because we gonna tap in with this little meeting afterwards. So y'all hit us up and let us know. All right, let's get into this first Micah Parsons clip. Like I said, I ain't got a whole bunch of thoughts and analysis here. I just want us to be fans together and just listen to this. I just want us to live in this moment, right? that we have a dude that we just know Micah's gonna be a Hall of Fame. I know it's gonna be somebody in the chat like, nah, Voch, it's too soon. If you don't think Micah gonna be a Hall of Famer, you're fooling yourself right now. He's projecting himself, and his next goal is to be one of them greatest in the Hall of Fame. And you know what? I'm glad he said that, Will Steele, because every year it's always a dude I've never heard of in my life going into the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Jim Kakwanowicz played football in 1870, and he was the first shotgun center snapper that go into the Hall of Fame. Nobody ever heard of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then there's the Deion Sanders, you know what I mean? There's the Lawrence Taylors that really, really do this for real. And Micah Parsons talked about tiers of like Hall of Fame. So man, Micah already, I feel he's already in that cloth, you know. He just fighting to be at the top tier of Hall of Fame guys. So I want us to just enjoy this moment. Go ahead, Will.
Nah, Cossack said I got a Jim Kawanowicz jersey.
Jim Kawanowicz.
Yeah, man. His mentality, that's so crazy. He is like, I don't want to just be like he talking about Hall of Fame. It's amazing. I don't want to just be a Hall of Famer. I want to be the best Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I even like what he said, Will. So he said, man, you are, you know, you the best player. Or something. Somebody said something about, I didn't say the clip, but somebody was like, yeah, you know, Micah's one of the best players I've ever seen do this, and he a Hall of Famer. And Michael was like, yeah, man, that's cool, but I don't be wanting to hear stuff like that, because that's like, you know, that's he said
comfortable.
Like,
he said I get comfortable. Not me, but people get comfortable with that. I want more than that.
Yeah, come on, son, man. This dude. Anyway, I have written down for track number 1, Let It Play. So I'm just gonna let this joint play and we're gonna react to it.
Do you feel like this year can be the year that the Dallas Cowboys finally get over the hump?
Yeah, just because the intent and the purpose. Like I just feel like we so much more purposeful right now. Like everything I'm doing has a purpose. Like, so I'm just so purposeful and how I'm getting better. The treatment I'm bringing in, you know, taking care of my body, just being purposeful and trying to lead guys now. You know, I think I stepped into that role now, just willingly, just saying like, y'all got to come every day to outwork me. I told the guys in the room, I said, bro, I said, right now at this point, we're leaving money on the table. Like I said, respectfully, I'm trying to beat the hell out of you, D-Law, every day, you, DA, every day. Like, I don't even want that shit to be close. So respectively, my mindset is like, I need to dominate every day. Like, every breakdown is be great. Like, I want that stuff to cycle. Like, just reading, listening, just greatness is just like what I'm chasing.
Man, come on, Will Steele.
Did you hear what I said?
Man, Jeremy Mincy ain't talking like that, man. Who else we had? George Selvey ain't talking like that, bro. Come on, man. Like, even when Randy was here, right? And Randy was a talent. Randy was an immense talent. But man, Randy was cool with what he was doing, man. Just boom, boom, boom. Like, Micah can say all this shit, because, you know, sometimes that, you know, people will give us like, you know, PR speak, and I want to be the best I can possibly be. Nah. And look, man, shouts out to all the dudes that put their little videos out, man. But we'll see Micah, man. He's working on his hands and he's working on his balance. All small things, Will Steele. He's working on his takeoff from his left lead foot, take off from his right lead foot. He's boxing with Dan Quinn, boxing with his guys, and he'll say something about Sam, and then Sam will come back and say, "Hell yeah, man, you know, Micah told me to go get 10 sacks. Hey, get whatever." You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we see the proof in his work. We see the proof in his work. And Micah was incredible his first year in camp. Micah was incredible his second year in camp, right? This third year in camp, we see on the Will Steele, Micah look even better than them dudes that we saw year 1 and year 2.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's, you know, PR speak, because Whit said, and Andrew Whitworth probably be a Hall of Fame tackle soon. He's worked with many people, not just defensive ends, you know, offensive linemen, whomever, right? And he said the thing that I noticed with Micah, he's the only dude he ever saw that quite literally takes every single rep in a training session at 110%. He said he thinks it's okay when it happens when somebody kind of takes a break, because it's training, like that's just normal. He said Micah's not normal. He's literally going 110% every rep, and he's asking questions in between. He's locked in from the beginning to the end. And I know that sounds, oh well, everybody should be. You go train with Andrew Whitworth for an hour and a half and be locked in every second. Like, it's a special mindset. That's why there's Michael, there's Kobe, there's LTs, there's, you know, Aaron Donald. There are not 50 of them. You know what I'm saying? There's 5, there's 6, there's 7. And I think by the end of it, Michael Jordan, by the end of it, Micah Parsons' name will be among those guys, I think, man.
Yeah. Segway Jones, appreciate you, Will. Still, here's what he said about training with Andrew Whitworth. This was telling.
What were some of those things that Andrew shared with you, other than the hand piece, or was that the key?
The hands was the key, but also being like he was like, your best reps was you was attacking.
Come on, man.
Did you hear what I said?
Come on, man. Like just like going, not thinking. And sometimes when you're a young player, you are doing a lot of thinking, right? Let me get to this next point here.
He was like, when you're unsure, that's when you make these guys get comfortable again. He was like, honestly, we love when you do your little, because he was like, the good ones, we're just going to play basketball with you.
So y'all ain't see, because we just playing the audio here, but when he said little, Voch doing his, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But as an ex-offensive lineman, I agree. If you're going 100% in one direction, I used to tell coach all the time, I used to hate playing against D lines that weren't coached very well because they just run upfield fast they can. Right now, we can run plays off that and beat that. But if dudes are just attacking the gap, it's harder to block those dudes than somebody that's going to come off and read or come off and try to set you up, or somebody that's going to work with athleticism and fake inside and come back outside. Right. What they don't understand as D linemen sometimes, and as offensive linemen, I can laugh at D linemen because they ain't that smart, is when you stop and try to set me up for something, you stop. Right, stutter steps are stops. Right, Micah's different because his is smooth and he can stop and keep going at the same time.
Smooth is fast,
fast is smooth, slow is quick. But most stutter steps, you stop moving, and now you give me a chance to mirror you. But 4-4 Will Steele? What's his 4-4 speed?
4-3.
My bad. 4-3 speed moving in that direction is always 4-3 speed. Now, that doesn't mean you just running the arc around somebody every time. You're attacking with your speed, but then using your hands, or attacking with your speed and then using your inside move. Every move should flow into a move, and it should just be one connective dance, right? As opposed to come off the ball, stutter step, and try to shake you up. You stop moving. And maybe that's how people block Micah Parsons. The best thing about it is that Micah figured that out. Let's keep listening.
I'm gonna just mirror you. He's like, now, if you attack them and make them get uncomfortable, make them show their hips, make them do that, now you playing football. And I feel like that's been a huge difference. Like, everything I'm doing, I'm attacking. Like, I'm not even thinking. I know where I want to be. If you're in my way, I'm throwing you by. I'm running by. I'm going through you if you don't give me them hands. Like, everything is attacking. Like, I'm not letting nothing out the gas. And I've just put my conditioning to that too. Like, I was like, bro, you got to give me 4 quarters.
Come on.
If you're not ready for 4 quarters or overtime, it's going to be a long day for you.
You can't even be a fat boy versus Micah Parsons. You got to be, you know what I'm saying? You got to be a special athlete versus Micah. As an offensive lineman hearing this shit, I get terrified, Will, still, because sometimes you have to take plays off. You know what I mean? You're offensive lineman, man. Like, if y'all running that way, and all right, I'm just gonna block you and catch my breath and get ready for the next play. If every single play Micah's just don't, man, come on, dog. So now whoever Micah's going against, Micah's new thing is, hey, man, look, if you can block me in the first quarter, by the time we get to 3rd and 4th, I hope you in shape. Dog, because that's when I'm gonna get you. But it's the small things about that, though, Will. Still, it's more than just, I'm just working on my game. It ain't just you working on your game. It's about you thinking about their game and how they're gonna deal with you and what they're gonna look like versus you in the first quarter versus the 4th quarter. What are my other guys? What are my teammates are gonna look like? It was telling. Did you have a reaction to this clip, Will? Still?
No, you can keep going.
Let's keep going, man. We ain't doing nothing else. Let's get back into leadership. Micah's leadership. He was asked about this.
At this point, I'm kind of like calling people out on shit I used to do. Like,
Right.
I'll be in meetings and not writing down. Now, every time you won't catch me in a meeting not writing something, like, I'm trying to just grab something like that Q saying, so that way it's correlating out to the field. So when I see young guys, I'm like, yo, why are you writing? Like, I see young guys like this, they just watching, like, because they think they don't got no meaning. But I said, bro, I done been on my rookie year, D-Law, Randy, and DA. Our street starting DNs went down, and they moved me from linebacker. Like, you just never know when your time is going to get called. So for me, it's like, I need everybody on this top level now. Like, we got one shot, bro. You don't get a Stephon Gilmore every year. Like, you don't get a Brandon Cooks every year. Like,
let me just pause right there. We've heard Dak, talk about the urgency, Will Steele. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear Dak talk, you can hear the urgency in his voice. And he's sounding pissed off. And he's sounding frustrated. He sounded like he's sick he's sick of y'all asking the same, not y'all like me and you, but like them asking the same questions, and he's having to give the same answer. Like, he knows what's at stake right now. He understands what just happened this offseason with this. Man, we didn't just sign James Washington, bro. We got Brandon Brooks. No, the guys on defense, bro, we didn't just get Clinton Dixon and Darryl Worley and 400-pound Dontari Poe, man. We got dudes, Will Steele, and both sides understand that. And when you hear Dak talking, like Dak's talking like, hey, man, this got to happen like this soon. This year, hopefully this year, we hope, but it's got to happen soon because we running out of that window because there's some dudes on this team. And when you hear Micah Parsons talk, man, Micah said, man, dog, we got Gilmore. You don't get Gilmores every year. That's facts. You don't get Gilmores every year, bro.
Not this team.
Not this motherfucker. On top of all the gangsters you already got, right? Like, we just saw DeAndre Hopkins go to Tennessee. Boy, he gonna be miserable out that mug. Boy, he just gonna get his money and just be out there. Ain't no winning happening out there. But you took a team that's already winning and had 2 deficiencies, 2 impediments, and you went and got dudes at both them spots. There has to be some thick air in that room. And Michael was just talking about that. You got something before I keep going?
No, keep going. Yeah.
Let's do this.
And things I've been learning from them, bro, they like top notch, heavy level. Like,
okay, cool. He was done there. I should have just let the shit play.
Did you hear what I said?
Just let the shit play and just let him finish. But I was excited though, Will, because I felt them. I paused right there because the first time I heard him say that, I got chills, man. If you can hear it in his voice, man, like, dog, you don't get a Gilmore every year, and you don't. You don't get a Gilmore every year. You'll be lucky to have a like a trade you can give up a 5th round pick for and get a dude back, a 6th round pick for and get a dude back. And man, Dallas did both.
He shed a little light on the human side of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being in the locker room, like this locker room is not going to be the same. He talked about how, man, I didn't even get a chance to thank Coach Edwards. I knew I wasn't going to have these same players in this room with me, so it felt like a mini heart attack is what he called it. So that's kind of the human element to this thing that, look, let's just be real. We've done it before. Most fanatics do it for sure, is we remove the human element from these players. And it's, you need to do X, Y, Z because it's my team I'm rooting for. But there is a human aspect to this that he talked about that kind of led to that conversation.
Let's get into it. Appreciate you, Will Steele.
it ain't really hit me till we hit the locker room. The thing that people don't realize, like, that team will never be the same again. Like, them same guys.
Well, shit, we ain't got to listen to it because Will Steele just spoiled the damn.
Spoiler alert.
Y'all lying. All right. But we'll finish though because he said a lot of great stuff here.
Same coaches, it'll never be the same again. And like, I was so devastated realizing, like, I ain't never talked or hugged some of them people that, I left that locker room with ever again. Like, once we broke out of meetings, I never talked to George Edwards again. I never got to say to him how much I appreciate you for molding me and helping me as a young player and staying on me. Like, I never got to say thank you to the people across the room who helped me and gave me advice. Like,
man, dog, Micah make it sound like people died, bro. Like, he's just so passionate about this shit. Like, man, George, okay? He loves shit.
I don't know nobody that loves the game more than him, bro.
Hell no. And I thought I loved football, boy. I was all right.
And that feeling right there crushes you, bro. Like, there's no feeling like feeling like you let people down. And that regret too. Damn. I think about all the plays I ain't missed. Like, every play, there's certain plays I think about that I'm like, man, I wish I'd have just did this. Like, I know that was my job, that was my duty. Like, and you live with that for so long. If you were really a competitor, like, everyone's not built like that. Yeah. But me, like, that stuff weighs on me, bro.
That feeling dictates.
He even said that in one of the other clips. Didn't save it, but somebody asked him about the playoff game. Like they were asking about Dak in particular, right? And He ain't say nothing bad about the offense or what that. And look, if you listen to Cowboy fans in San Francisco games, both of them, offense didn't do enough. But Michael said, hey, man, the first San Fran game, dog, we were just undisciplined, man. Look at all them penalties, bro. Like, we could have helped the offense out there. We could have gave them the ball back. Second San Francisco game, man, we dropping pigs, dropping, sacks and tackles and shit, man. Like, he takes full accountability for what he brings to the table. And in his mind, in Micah Parsons' mind, you can win a Super Bowl with Will Grier because it's his job to make sure y'all don't score. That's madness, bro. Because I'm cussing Will Grier out. I'm cussing him out for not putting a point. But that's his mindset. Crazy. Let's finish up.
How you approach the offseason to get ready for this year?
All of it, bro. All the disrespect. Bro, I bookmarked everything everyone said, bro. And I just saved it all. I just said, you know what? This how they say this? Bet. Like, dude had audacity say, these teams are the best teams in the NFC. I said, what make them the best team? We the best team in the NFC. Like, how dare you say this team in front of me, say this team the best? No, we're the best in the NFC. The approach, the mindset is how I'm taking it. If I want to be the best, I'm the best every day. I can't be the best on Monday, not on Tuesday. So every day I tell I say, yo, I'm coming for you. Every day I'm competing for you. It's not nothing personal. Like, I feel like I gotta be greater than you every day. If you what they lead for, and talking to MJ, I was watching MJ's documentary. He said, I wanted to see who the leader on the court was. He said, I went straight at him. So every day, I'm coming at you, you the leader.
That's the same shit Genghis Khan did, but whatever.
I gotta attack you because that's gonna make everyone else like, oh shit, Mike is balling today.
Man, I'm gonna find the leader and come get him. I'm gonna find your leader and come get him. Son, that's how Genghis Khan unified Asia, motherfucker. He went province to province, found leaders and smoked them. Michael's a warrior.
He reads stuff like that too, yeah.
Yeah, he said, hey man, look, that's what I'm gonna do with Foe. That's just what I'm gonna do with Foe. Foe's the leader here. Hey, you in charge? I am.
Who's in charge here?
Where's the manager? Yeah, I'm coming for you. Man, you listen to this character talk.
Like I said.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
You know what I'm saying? No, man, it just make you want to run through a wall for him, bro.
Micah Khan.
Micah Khan. And he continued. Micah Khan is crazy. He continued to talk about why this team is the best team in the NFC, and it's because of experience. And I talk about this all the time, but I'm gonna let Micah talk about it first because this is about him, and we'll expound on that. Then we'll get into the phones. Hey, in real life though, bro, I ain't gonna hold y'all.
The conference has been locked.
I remember. Experience.
I don't understand. Experience is a gift. I even told RC this Super Bowl time. I said the Eagles is the most talented team, but I'll never go against experience. So I'll go with Mahomes. I'll never say Mahomes is going to lose. I remember I told you that. And no, everyone said, you really going against the Eagles? I said, bro, I hope the Eagles win. I don't care. I got great friends in the Eagles. But I said, I'll never go against experience because experience is a gift. And that's one thing we have. This is a team that played together. Our defense didn't break up. Our defense is still the same defense. And we only got better and learned how to communicate better. We learned how to, play together better. We understand what we like. We got people that's interchangeable. I'm coming off the ball. Leighton's coming on the ball. Like, everyone is learning.
Will still hates Leighton Vander Esch going on the ball.
Learning a new role and how to fix it to become a better one. So, like, it's okay. Like, you could bring guys in, but guys don't know how to work with each other all the way right now. It's like building drafting a wide receiver. You got to build chemistry with the quarterback. Know where you want the ball, where the ball's being thrown. Like, same thing with rushing. Rushing is a gift, bro. Like, you don't just hop on the field and just sack the quarterback. You got to learn how to rush with the team, everyone around you. Like, this ain't one-on-one. It's not one-on-one sport.
It's a third-year player talking like that's deep. He right, bro. Because he probably was having that mentality where I'm just going to go get mine. And a lot of people have that. Yeah. I'm just going to go get mine. But you got to understand, y'all all on a string.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what also comes along with having a lot of old dudes around you. Because, there was that one Vander Esch clip that was going around, like, just him. Hey man, every play ain't your play to make, and D-Law being a guy that he can go to and just get lessons from and just get game from and all that. And Cowboys.com do a great job with Sounds of the Sideline. I forgot which game it was, But D-Line, I said D-Lion, D-Law walked over to Mike and said, hey, man, you know, I'm going to do, and you come over here and they're going to give you the one-on-one. And on that very next play, it happened and Micah got a sack from Rams game, sure. So, you know, Micah just having that experience, right? Just playing 2 years, and hey, that's when we call those 3-year leaps. You know what I'm saying? You know, just going into it, having that experience, and now he's going, man. Like at first, I was just like the athlete that was just better. Like now, I got like the, you know what I'm saying, the, you know what I mean, the nuance, right? That I need to really be a dude and then be a dude in the locker room, right? He said, man, I ain't just rushing for me. Like he's rushing for all these guys. And that pairs with what he was saying earlier this offseason, Will Steele. He was saying like, hey man, like getting sacks is cool or whatever, but the presence, you know what I mean? Just
trying to make everybody else better around me. He said, that's how I can determine my greatness is I'm going to get mine.
Come on, man.
I'm trying to help everybody else get theirs. Yeah.
Come on, man. Dorrance Armstrong getting 3 sacks off Micah is just like Micah getting 3 sacks off Micah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, hey, man, I heard this and I just wanted to run through a wall, bro. I heard this and I was just like, man, like this is our dude. And I text Will Steele and Will Steele called Micah the chosen one. And bro, like that's the exact same feeling that I had. I was like, man, Micah the Messiah right now. Messiah Micah is just what I was thinking, man. He like kind of one of them. You know, like when you listen to Mike Tyson nowadays, you can still tell Mike Tyson ain't like a scholar, but he's lived life so long, he's a genius. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He don't got the words for it, but he got the wisdom.
He just been around. He just lived life, and so much has happened in such a small amount of time. Mike Tyson he's just this sage type character now. Man, you can see that in Micah Parsons, man. You can see his competitive genius is what they used to call it for like fighters and things like that. His competitive genius start to shine through. And man, if we gonna go, man, it's gonna be him.
Yeah,
it's gonna be him leading the way, bro.
We have, for the first time in decades, and I don't even know if this was the case, but there's an argument that he could end up being the face of the league. Like that doesn't happen often, especially for a defensive player, but he's that charismatic, he's that fun, he's that damn good, and he is that open. Like he ain't holding back. He ain't holding back, so.
Chat, can we get flames for Micah Parsons, please? Flames in the chat, please. We ain't doing nothing else, please. Oh, geez Louise, man. Hey, I can't wait to. Do you need to see Micah in preseason, Will Steele?
Nah.
you want to see him two-hand touch somebody?
We know damn well he ain't.
Look, Micah hit Dak in practice, dog. Micah finna he finna smack whoever the hell playing quarterback at Jacksonville, bro.
No, look, man, I ain't trying to get no flagrants on Micah. He's suspended for 2 games because he done hit, Jim Kawanowitz, the third string quarterback. Nah.
Micah walking over. Hey, you in charge?
Is Kawanowitz the quarterback today?
Hey, Kawanowitz, you in charge? No,
like Pops. No.
Who in charge? The coach in charge. Mike finna go hit the coach. Just whatever. All right, let's get to the phones, man. We got 4 callers. Then we gonna get in the supers. Then we're gonna get a quote. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for being here. We love y'all so much, man. Thanks for being here. Let's get Travis on the phone. We ain't heard from Travis in a minute. What up, Travis?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Hello?
Huh?
Hello?
Oh, was that the song or was that?
That was a song. I love doing that one. It gets you every time, but go ahead.
Okay, Travis. Is that the song or is this Travis? Hello?
Hello, Travis. What's up?
Will, is you playing this? Hello? Okay, this is all right, what's up, Travis?
What the deal?
What's good with you, bro? Huh?
Okay. I'm good. How are y'all?
Oh, shit, we chilling, Travis. We just cool. What you got for the show, Travis?
I got 2 things real quick. One,
yeah,
I just want to appreciate Micah Parsons. Not very often you get to have greatness in the present,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's always you looking back afterwards. So I just want to appreciate Micah.
Yeah, for sure. You know how it go. Yeah. My man, Micah's. Please, I'll let you finish.
I'll let you go. It's a different topic.
No. What you got? We ain't doing nothing else. We got time.
All right. I got a question. Who do you think will have a bigger impact on the defense compared to Mozzie Smith or Stephon Gilmore?
Oh shit! What you mean? Who's gonna have the bigger impact on defense, Mozzie or Gilmore?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
That's a great
Mozzie might
question.
not start. Hey, Shady, Will Lightwalker still. Travis. Mozzie Smith is going to be a rotational player for you that's going to be developing, that's going to be getting his rookie legs up under him. He's going to do some good things, but he's not going to be a Jonathan Hankins for you. He's not going to be Osa for you, at least not now, at least not the first couple of, he may come on later in the season or something like that, but I don't think he's going to take over in that way. Stephon Gilmore unlocks everything, sir. The whole defense transforms to a new level because Stephon Gilmore is cornerback 2 and not Trayvon Mullen. You feel me? So that answer is 100% Gilmore. Appreciate it, though. Thanks for the call.
What do you think
Go ahead, please.
that Mozzie in a year or two could end up being like a DJ Reader for the Bengals, where you can have less people in the box, but because Mozzie's just so good, he can still blow up the run, so you can play any coverage you want.
100%. Mozzie will one day be that guy. 100%. But as of today, Mozzie not unlocking the whole defense, but Gilmore is.
Cool. All right, thanks.
All right,
Appreciate y'all. Hope
yeah.
you have a good rest of the day.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Get some rest, my guy.
I love that question.
It's a good question.
Because I get it. I get where he's going with it, right? Like we've been waiting for a dude like Mark Henry to be in the middle of this dang defense. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be super fake here. I do think Mozzie will have an impact on this defense this year. Will it be of the Pro Bowl level? Nah, I don't think that's a lot for him year one. Yeah. But Gilmore is a defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Playing opposite of a former, defensive player of the year running mate who's an all-pro corner who gets the most picks in the league since he came in here, basically. On top of the pass rush he got in front of him, right?
Come on.
That it's hard to not say Gilly Locks. Come on, but I love it because I get what he's saying. We needed a run stopper in there, but Hank is here to help with that development and help filter that year one rookie stuff.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
Gilmore's so great. Defensive player of the year at corner is crazy. Like that's only been done 5 times or something. Like
I didn't even know it was that many damn times.
Prime twice maybe. Reeves did it. Man, somebody look that up for me.
Yeah, I got you.
Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah. Let's get back into. All right, let's get Mark on the phone. What up, Mark?
He was close.
How many is it?
Well, that's linebackers. 6 cornerbacks.
How y'all doing?
6 cornerbacks.
God, how y'all doing?
What's good with your player? What's happening with you? What you got for us today?
Oh man, y'all good, man. Hey, man, what y'all know about that boy Micah Parsons? What y'all know about that?
Well, Will still knew his whole life. I didn't know nothing. I was wrong. I just got on board, but Will is known for like a decade now. Will been watching since Little League.
So that's actually true, but
his running back, yeah,
Yeah. Well, what Micah just proved to me, and I had a little discussion with Sky about this a couple of days ago. And I ain't got no problem with what they do in practice, where they kind of have this where the coach had his mojo moment, and they had these situations where it's a big play, you gotta make a stop, get a kick a field, but whatever you're doing, whatever you highlight in that moment.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily about the play or the players.
Sure.
It's just, we're gonna make this moment a big moment. And what I understand from Micah, because I've seen it a couple of times, and again, y'all pointed it out, and Micah pointed it out. Not everybody's built like this.
Right.
But Micah is not about getting to that moment. It's about everything being that moment. So you don't know when it all looks the same. Every moment, every play looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's the first snap of the game or the last snap. It's all the same moment.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say players being in the moment, Micah's like that. Every play to Micah is a moment. That's why he can say, hey, look, my presence is enough to affect whatever somebody's going to do over there. I can go head hunting. I can say I'm going to knock back down in practice. He's going to do stuff like that. Because Micah is about the moment always being the moment. That's why he's hurt about everything. Like he's losing George Edwards as a coach. Not having certain guys in the locker room anymore. Pointing out things to guys behind him the way things were pointed out to him when he was in that same spot. He everything matters to him all the time.
Right.
you can't coach to that moment. You have to be prepared so that you don't notice the moment. It's all the same.
Right.
And that's how you can be that guy that Micah is now. If anybody, and again, not everybody built like Micah. Micah's different, not because of what he does, but because of who he is.
Right.
And he reminds me of like, I remember Michael Irvin used to talk all the time about how him and Troy Aikman would after practice sometimes, they'd be 2-3 hours after practice sometimes. Right. Mm-hmm. All they would be running would be a deep in or a deep slant, 7-8 yard slant or in, because that was going to move the sticks.
Yeah.
And they had to get the timing together, the steps together, all of these little details, right?
Yeah.
And Mike said that's what they would do for hours, just that one route, you know, because if they needed to play and Troy needed somewhere to go with the football, he was going to Mike, he was going to that route.
Yeah.
And so they worked on that so much that it didn't matter what the moment was, it didn't matter who they were playing against, it didn't matter what was going on. That's what they were going to do because that's who they were. And I'm just impressed with that young man, Micah, just being in that headspace already.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding it's not about which moment am I going to be great. Yeah. When is it going to be my turn to make a play? No, every play is there to be made. Every time the ball was snapped. It don't matter who it is.
Yep.
And that enthuses me because, again, we don't think of Dak like that, but that's the way Dak is too. Both of them are in their own way of perfection.
I think of Dak like that. And I actually do think of Dak like that.
Yeah, we don't think of Dak like that, but that's exactly
I think of Dak like that.
In a different position. Yeah, he's a different position because he's a quarterback. And Dak has manufactured himself to be politically correct about him. I'm saying.
Yeah, but I do think of Dak like that. Yeah, I do think. Yeah, Dak is definitely like that. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But again, that they two sides of the same coin. That's why I think when Micah hit Dak in practice, I don't think Dak. I think Dak the only somebody that didn't care.
Yeah.
That's how you feel. That's all this stuff about getting with. But I'm just impressed with that. And I can't wait for it to get started because Micah's that dude. He's gonna be that dude for a minute. So I just can't wait for him to get started. Y'all go ahead, man. Y'all got things to do and people to talk to. So I'll let you next time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Mark. Good call, mate. Good call. Hey, but look though, I'm excited about Micah too, dog. Yo, look. Hey, look, I feel Mark though. Man, because Micah got me wanting to talk about. We weren't supposed to talk about Micah today. We weren't supposed to talk. We were supposed to talk about Let's Go today, but I got excited. Let's talk about Micah. You know what I mean? And look, Micah didn't say very much terribly different than what we thought of him anyway. But just as fans, we just need to just appreciate what's here, man. We just can't let greatness be so, we just can't be so casual with it sometimes.
We can't get numb to greatness.
Can't get numb to greatness, man. We cannot get numb to greatness, bro. Like, we might have we might have the best player in football on our team.
Don't even ask me that question. I put my bias hat on. I
know how you feel.
If his name ain't Pat Mahomes, give me 11.
And bro, like Micah's so good that other teams like just comply or whatever, right? Because we can have Zeke, right? Like when Zeke was top tier, it'll be some fan hating on the Cowboys going, man, Zeke ain't whatever, you know what I mean? Everybody is in agreement. Hey man, Micah's that guy. And Micah was 9th on the top 100 list. He hates it. He can look at that list and be like, hey, yo, lists don't matter. He don't want to be 9th on he wants respect. And look, this is a list of his peers. He especially wants the respect from his peers. Mike about to go crazy this year. Not just because of that list, but just any little thing. He said on the situation that he bookmarked all the tweets. He sees it. Honestly, he may have saved one of the videos that I did when he first got traded. I might be in that book of tweets, motherfucker. I don't know.
What? Voch got me the 56th ranked player?
Oh, we ain't getting that.
Hell no.
Oh, I lied. No. I was being shady, motherfucker.
Voch Lombardi.
I was trying to get clicks. Oh goodness, I apologize, Michael. Bro, I keep saying it. I'm a tweet right now. I'm gonna tweet Micah Parsons. I apologize right now. On Voch Lombardi Twitter, I'm about to tweet it right now. Y'all go like it. Adrian, what's up?
What's going on, Voch?
Man, everything's everything. What's good with you?
Speaking of like Micah Parsons compared to Patrick Mahomes, I don't think a lot of people remember that Micah Parsons was like one of the few players that made Patrick Mahomes seem human when they played the Cowboys.
I remember that. Rookie year.
The only way Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Please finish. We with you.
ad-lib. We
Yeah,
ad-lib.
we with you. Yeah. Cook, son. Cook.
It did seem like that the only way that teams have found ways to beat Micah is just to get the ball out the hands, and even that's kind of a contingency to just, Micah still finds ways to run the ball down, but I do feel like if, we play these quarterbacks that like to hold the ball in their hands too long, Micah just finds ways to make plays.
Look, holding the ball long.
Yeah, good luck, but but look, that's where the DBs come in there, right? Like adding Gilmore, you just can't catch and throw on Gilmore, man. Come on, son, man. This pass rush finna go crazy today. Keep going, Adrian.
And then I don't know why people keep saying like this offense is gonna be, worse than what it is when. People, I don't know how people look at the past couple playoff games and say, well, it's an over-exaggeration that Dallas went out and got themselves, Marty Schottenheimer, and then, they got rid of Kellen Moore, who, for some reason, I don't know how people say Kellen Moore is an offensive genius when, we would play, obviously we would have good stats against really bad teams, but, we would play teams like the Chiefs, we would struggle. We would play teams like Buffalo, we would struggle. We would play teams like San Francisco and struggle. And it didn't seem like Kellen Moore didn't make things easier, even though you got people like Shady McCoy saying, oh, Kellen Moore made things super, super easy for Dak. But, I don't see how you make things easier for Dak but harder for your playmakers.
That's crazy. Look, pause though, Adrian. That's crazy.
Man, this motherfucker cooking.
This motherfucker going crazy. Hey, look, Will, so on the Pivot podcast, right at the very end, after the interview, Ryan and they was just kind of chilling. They was talking Diggs for a little bit, right? But did you catch at the very end when they was talking to Dak, when Fred was talking to Dak?
No, I stopped it after Micah's because I had seen a lot of the trade clips, but I didn't peep that Dak came on there.
It was at the very end, and Fred asked Dak about Shotty. He said, "How you like Shotty?" And that motherfucker said, "Incredible. He's amazing. I wish I'm gonna find the clip." Well, I mean, you'll go find it. Yeah. But he said nothing but great things to say about Shotty, and he continued to talk about, hey, some of the things that Shotty does great, and just from that energy that he was giving Shotty, boy, like Kellen ain't give you none of this. Go ahead.
I would usually say, whatever. That's their offense coordinator. He ain't gonna say I don't like him, right? But when you go and listen to Shotty, I think he does give off that energy and that vibe to where you're like, man, I run through a wall for this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Also, too, though, Will, because this wasn't an interview. I think this was like they had a camera on and Fred was mic'd up, and I don't think Dak knew.
Nah, Dak aware. Dak aware.
Dak cussed.
Dak aware, bro.
Dak cussed. He cussed when he said it. So this wasn't just like a.
Man,
I don't know.
Them boys was out there with them cameras. You peep how they did the trade, John?
I mean, I feel you.
Just to chilling, just acting like it was all normal. Yeah, man. So whole time they got the $6,000 cameras right behind them, and
the whole crew.
We just gonna act like we talking right. So Dak knows what's happening, bro. Dak knows what's happening. He's always on, is what I'm getting at. He's always on in that.
He's definitely always on. Yeah, but he cussed, and that made me feel like, well. Is this ended? Because even if he's always on, he's always still going to be company Dak, right? But he cussed this time. I'm like, man, did Dak know Fred was listening? Did he know that we was listening?
But I'm with you. I think it is telling because of Shotty, because of the energy and vibe that he brings in there, and you can just sense Shotty fired the hell up, bro.
Yeah,
fired up.
Plus, if you have an ex, right, and somebody be like, hey man, how you like your new girl, son? The house cleaned in a mug, boy. What they say about your last? What they say about your last? You know what I mean? So just in my mind, hearing Dak say that, all right. So what he just said about Shotty is the opposite of what he got in Kellen.
But Kellen's his guy, though, bro. That's his guy,
Kellen.
I'm just for the ride. I'm just here for the ride.
Adrian cooking. Look, Kellen is homeboy, but shit, his business, dog. Go ahead, though, Adrian. My bad. Finish.
That's
up.
Facts.
Yeah. I would also say things that because I've watched some videos about how people have explained Schottenheimer's offense.
Sure.
And one of the few things that makes sense to me, it's like, hey, every time they're running a play, they're trying to slip a running back out the opposite side of where the wide receivers are going, so the running back actually has space to go.
Yeah.
it seemed like a lot of the
Going
times if we
crazy
were trying
today.
to flip a running back out to catch a pass, it was either in the middle of the field or on the same side with the wide receivers.
Yeah.
So he's just running into more trash.
Yeah.
You know, try putting Tony Pollard out in free space with a cornerback or linebacker that's either too weak or too slow, or even freaking, you know, Deuce, who's quick, who's like, you know, he's Mighty Mouse out there. I don't know why it just doesn't make sense to think that you would have a guy who doesn't have 5+ years of experience is going to have more experience than a guy who's been to a Super Bowl, you know, like Mike McCarthy and Schottenheimer and Dan Quinn, that can give all of these players such great experience, you know, such great insight on what they know they should be doing.
Yeah. Adrian, yo, hey, you cooking with grease today, player. This for you. That's for you. Shouts out to you, sir. Appreciate you, man.
One last thing.
Please.
I'm gonna need Shady McCord to keep my quarterback out of his damn mouth, because this, like, for somebody who Eric the enemy.
Notice he didn't say name.
Football properly. This dude doesn't understand what a good or bad offensive coordinator is if he's arguing with Eric Bieniemy. I don't get it.
Damn, son. Appreciate you, Adrian. Good call, man.
Yes, sir. You have a nice evening.
Shady gave up he gave it up at the end where he said, "Hey man, I love the Cowboys. I fool with the Cowboys, and the whole it's all love in the streets. It's just fake love, fake hate on that. This is all for show. That's why I don't get too caught up in that."
That boy said, how you make the offense easy for your quarterback but hard on the playmakers? Oh, shit.
Oxymoron.
Adrian got busy today, boy. Good call, brother. Good call. Let's get this last one in before we get to the rest of it. 205, what up? Who this?
Uh-oh.
Yep.
You sleep? Snake. I'm snake him.
Yeah. Snake his ass. Snake his ass. It's been a minute since you snaked him out. Yeah, snake him up.
Are you okay?
Snake him up. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Snake him up. Pause.
Snake him up with some nonsense.
I ain't never heard snake him up before.
Oh, never. Snake him up. Snake him up got to be like a dice term or something.
I was thinking that in my head. I'm like, somebody want to get snakes in that?
Yeah, snake him up. But just in case though, pause. All right, let's get into it. Let's read these supers, man. Appreciate y'all for being here, man. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. But in theory, you could still be anywhere in the world and listen to our show, and that's what matters the most. All right, let's get into it. Today's the 9th. Show is a lot of money we make for the volume, boy. Look at all these super chats, Will. Damn, boy. Gee, that can go right on. What's the name that we were talking about?
What a show, man. You know, we got the phones. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do this for, you know, we got the phones, you know. We got the cool, we got the, what do you call this here? The box.
You know what I mean? Like, what else can we do? You know what I mean? What else is
cool things happening over here on Voch Lombardi Live.
Hey, this ain't free. Like, hey. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. On the volume side, Solid Duck dropped the 5. Appreciate you, sir. He says, the nice thing about Micah's fast start is we know we're seeing greatness and get to revel in it while it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. We seen it from the beginning. We see it from the beginning. And we'll still, how many times have we said on this show, hey man, Micah Parsons rolled out the bed whooping people. He didn't know what he was doing. He had no clue what he was doing.
Bruh.
And now, come on.
Ryan Clark said that. Ryan Clark said, Micah, I have to say something. You a liar. Micah was like, what? He said, because you said, you know, you can't just wake up and be a pass rusher like this. And Ryan said, no, you did that.
Exactly what he did.
So you lying.
That's exactly what he did. On the Voch side, let's see. Kenny Lott always feel like Dak finna throw for 6,000 yards, but Kenny Lott Drive 5 says, I think Dak will have his best year. Most passing yards, most passing touchdowns, most wins of his career.
Well, that is probably the most sensible thing I've heard Kenny Lott say.
That's likely though,
and I'm not saying that in a negative way, Kenny, because Kenny, I've heard 5,500 passing yards, 57 touchdowns. Like I've heard crazy stuff, but that's actually 4,900. I could see topping 37 tutties. Like, yeah, that's not out the equation.
Possible. Especially since we know that we're going to throw the ball. All that, run the ball wasn't what people thought it was. Sadiqa dropped a dime and says, thank you for my new dress. Yes, ma'am. We made Sadiqa a moderator, and that wasn't because she earned it today. Like, we just made a mistake. She should have been a moderator, but,
she wasn't?
Yeah, she wasn't one, and that's on me. I apologize. She won now.
I'm about to say, Sadiq, are you won on mine? Because if you not, I got to make that happen.
Please tap in. Tap in when she won now. All right. B dropped a deuce and says, Micah. Oh, the wide receiver, y'all leader? F that. Move, Trey. He finna go over there and cover the wide receiver. Appreciate you. I will say this, man. I hope. Just for the arrogant Cowboy fan in me, like, yeah, I would love to see Micah get sacks all day, but I want Micah to do like all the defense things because he can. Yes. I want to see Micah get picks. I want to see him forcing pick up fumbles and do all those things. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I low key want him to have like a 14.5 sack, 4 picks, 5 forced fumbles, 2 defense. I want him to just go dumb this year, bro. Quadruple double type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I'm gonna be arrogant. I'm gonna be a terrible person. J.R. Gower says he dropped a 5. He says if the Space Jam aliens came back and took Voch's talent, he'd still be better than insert Eagles YouTuber. I hate that guy. Basically, F him. Well, the shots out of everybody getting their money covering teams. Some people, some people they know how to make money in this space, and I support everybody making money in this space. But shouts out to my guy. I ain't gonna say his name because you said some evil shit about him. But shouts out to him. It is what it is, and thank you for the kind words. And L. Jean came and dropped a 5 and says the season hinges on the front office rolling the dice, snake, rolling the dice on addressing the offensive line in the draft instead of trying to reincarnate 82.
Witten.
Okay. So yeah, we should have been drafting offensive linemen as opposed to bringing in a.
Still got time, but
LG says the players were there, and that's where I disagree.
Did you hear what I said?
Osiris ain't good. Anyway, let's get.
We revisit it because Voch, I was on your side, man. I was on your side, but I ain't on the side no more. So
Osiris ain't good.
We got to fight on this one, and let's see. Can we revisit this like week 6, week 7?
Nah, if we're gonna do it, then we need to talk in like 2024 or like 2025 or something.
I just want to see what he look like halfway.
This my thing about Osiris will still. If you would have drafted him when we drafted Awesome, you wouldn't hear a word from me. But taking him just because we need him go against what I've been saying in draft world.
I know, yeah, because you believe he ain't. But there's two sides. Some people did believe he's a second day 2 pick.
Yeah, but
where'd you have Luke?
Luke who? Schoolmaker? He was like a 3rd round guy for me. He was the early 3rd or so round guy for me.
So Luke or Osiris? I'm playing the Voch game. Evil. This is evil.
Hey, don't say this shit to me.
See? What I'm talking about.
But look, this is the context though, right? You only feel this way because we dealing with Josh Ball and Fournette. If Zach Martin come back, we ain't talking about this. You know what I mean? But
fair. But
I still can't be phony. I still can't be phony. I like Luke's film better. It's just that Luke's a 3rd round pick to me, and Osiris is like a 4th. That's the problem. And taking him in the 2nd round is just an issue for me. But you know who should have goddamn been drafted right there? DeJuan Jones. Took his ass at the end of the 1st, and we'd have been just fine. Marcus Harris, you got something for us today?
Yeah,
B-Ball dropped the.
I want to apologize to him too if it works out. Because remember, I was like, I don't want the 400 pound. I heard he came in 400 and everything, but now he looking good. So if he has a magical season, I'll be on my apology tour.
And it's only preseason. We got time to think about this. We got time to think about this. Here we go. We got one more super. Let me get that super in before we get started. B-Ball dropped the deuce and says Shady switched up like that dude that called Gunner a rat. You gotta be in the Twitch for that one. You missed that. You gotta be in the Twitch for that. But appreciate you. Adrian Lindsay dropped the deuce and says, did y'all see the Chaz Green interview? We did not. We did not see the Chaz Green interview. Is that it? That is all. Here we go. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me, Will, and DeJuan Jones today. And Adrian, because he did well. At the volume, why is it okay to be paranoid? Because success breeds complacency. Complacency breeds failure. Only the paranoid remain persistent. Huh? Okay. Wait. Okay.
I love the huh.
The point was wrong. I hold on, I got you. Why is it okay to be paranoid? Because success breeds complacency. And complacency breeds failure.
Okay.
That sounds better. You know what I'm saying? See, the point matters. When I point, it matters.
And the grammar, like the cadence, I mean.
Yeah, it matters. Only the paranoid remain persistent. Day 2 of requesting the return of Ski Mask Voch. Hold this L, line sleep outside, UNLV, Young Lion, Young Pimp. Thank you so much, Marcus Hardison, for your kind words today. Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all to pieces. Be sure to like the volume on all the social medias. Be sure to hit sub on this side and on the volume side. Shouts out to FanDuel, right, Will Steele?
I think.
Shouts out to FanDuel and all them. Just hit the link and all that. Shouts out to them for holding us down here on the volume. Also, y'all check me out on all my socials, VOCHLOMBARDI, twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi, my non-football content, and patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, where we'll be breaking down film as a whole once football get going. My producer, my co-host, my homeboy, friend in real life, Master William Skywalker Steele. Y'all check him out on A to Z Dallas in the morning, 8:30 to 10:30 on YouTube. Appreciate you, man. And for the rest of y'all, man, and you spell Steele STEELE.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Not the other way. And for the rest of y'all, man, y'all hold it down for the dose. Who was the Peace Weezy about to get into this meeting, man. Volume.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
It better be.
If you not.
Go watch Shane McCoy and let him lie to you.
Lie Walker still is crazy though. That might have to be like an alternate personality.
Yeah. Somebody said
if we lose, I'm Lie Walker still today. I ain't see it.